This year's Madaraka Day celebrations are being held in Bungoma County. And from the look of things, various leaders across the political divide are being engaged in the preparations for that holiday, except one governor, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya. Governor George Natembeya expressed disappointment over not being invited to Madaraka Day celebrations, suspecting it's due to his outspoken advocacy for leadership change. Natembeya claimed other governors in the region were involved in planning the celebrations while he was excluded. The former Rift Valley Regional Commissioner suggested that his exclusion was due to his truthful criticism, challenging anyone to prove him wrong. While speaking in Vihiga County during the launch of the Tawi Movement Vihiga Women's League, Natembeya said that other governors within the region have been involved in planning Madaraka Day celebrations while he has been kept in the dark. Some people don't want to see me because I am telling the truth. If I haven't said the truth, let them come and tell you that I am lying. It is for this reason that they have denied me an invitation to Madaraka Day, and I have not been allowed close to them, he said. So Natembeya is making it very clear that the celebrations that are planned for tomorrow, he has been kept in the dark. He has not even been invited. We know the celebrations are being organized in Bungoma County, the host governor being a Ford Kenya governor, Kenneth Lusaka. And for months now, Natembeya has been engaged in some wars, political wars, with Musalia Mudavadi, Ford Kenya, and Wetangula. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand the high-octane politics being played here and why Natembeya is not being invited for that event. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Why is Natembeya not being invited for that event? The first reason, Wetangula and his Ford Kenya, they fear the kind of a reception Natembeya will be given in the event he attends that event. It's somehow a fact that if Natembeya attends that event, he will be cheered widely more than Wetangula and more than Ford Kenya leaders. And that would easily embarrass the Ford Kenya leadership in Bungoma. So to avoid that kind of embarrassment, they can't invite George Natembeya. Natembeya will outshine them. I strongly believe that's the first reason why he's not being invited. That event is being hosted by Kenneth Lusaka, a Ford Kenya governor. The second reason why he's not being invited, Kenya Kwanza and the organizers of that event, they are not very sure of the kind of a message Natembeya will give out tomorrow. Something tells me very strongly that most of the leaders who are part and parcel of organizing that event, already they're being coached and they've been told on how to speak tomorrow. There are some things they're not allowed to speak tomorrow. I think Natembeya is being seen as an independent thinker, somebody who cannot be panel beaten into also towing the line. I think that's also a reason why he's not being invited. The organizers fear the kind of a message he will give out tomorrow. He can't be panel beaten into reading from the same script as some of those leaders from Western who will attend that event. Another reason why he's not being invited for that event, Kenya Kwanza government has become very unpopular in Bungoma and in Trans Nzoia. We know that according to the results Chebukati announced, William Ruto won majority votes presidential in Bungoma County. But in the about 2 years of his presidency, he has failed to fulfill on some of the promises he made to Bungoma. So if you see now Natembeya, who has been pushing this narrative of Tawi, attending that event, then it's very clear he's going to expose the unpopularity of Kenya Kwanza government. And that is going to end up being an embarrassment to Ruto himself and to Wetangula. So they don't want to invite him because Kenya Kwanza has become very unpopular in that part of the country. Natembeya's presence there will just expose that unpopularity. That's why he's not being invited. He's also not being invited because Wetangula is not a leader who is bringing other leaders together. Wetangula does not want competition or a contrary opinion. And not only Wetangula, but Kenya Kwanza at large. So in other words, I won't be wrong to say that Kenya Kwanza is composed of selfish leaders who are self-centered. They don't want a contrary opinion to what they believe in and to what they've been selling to the masses. I believe those are some of the reasons why Natembeya is being denied that chance to attend that event. What are some of the political implications of that move? That creates a notion that George Natembeya is a force to reckon with in Western politics. If he was a lightweight, then he could have just been invited for him to be embarrassed there. But they know that if they invite him, he's the person who will end up embarrassing the organizers of that event, in that he's speaking a language that resonates very well with the crowd. So failure to invite him creates and reinforces that notion that he is a force to reckon with. Another political implication of that, he can now start getting some sympathy across Western. Some Western residents can now start sympathizing and seeing him as their spokesperson. The masses have got this tendency of sympathizing with those they see are being oppressed. And in this case, I'm seeing George Natembeya clearly being oppressed here. His rights to associate are being trampled upon. I see that as a very wrong strategy by Wetangula and Ford Kenya. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. But in case you're watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Those watching us for the first time outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.